born in Yazoo County in 1912 to the mother of Roxy Pikes Rama.
Miss Dillard, how did you meet your husband, and how many children do you have?
I met my husband at church, and we the parents of 8 children. But I have 7 living children. One passed away.
What did you do for fun and recreation?
Well, we went to the cotton field and picked cotton for fun, and we went to church meetings and Sunday school. We had meetings, had programs for children. We thought that was kind of nice. Programs for children to enjoy and participate in. And we went to fairs, and that's about it.
Tell us about some of your early struggles. Voting, education, plantation.
Such as I went to school and finished high school, went to Alcorn College to refresh myself. Then I started to Alcorn. I started to Jackson State, and that's where I finished my high school and finished my teacher's certificate, and I started to teach it. I taught 3 years on emergency license, and then I received my real license, and I started to work permanent then.
Didn't you have a voting problem?
Yes, I did. When they first opened up the voting thing for people to vote, I jumped down there and voted. And this white man that I was living on his plantation drove upside the car saying, "Take your name off that voting list. If you don't, you know what's good for you." I went straight on and took it off because I realized I had children, and he said, "If you know what's good for you," and I know he might do something to my children. I went straight and took it off.
And the plantation, your children going to school? Tell us about that.
Well, I told my husband, I say, now, I had heard this man have his children to work till you get through with the crop. I said, you tell him my children go to school when school starts. He failed to tell him. So when school started, I told my children, don't put on your clothes, put on your school clothes, then you going to school. And he wrote up there and asked him why the children wasn't in the field. I told him my children go to school when school starts. He said, well, my wife, her teacher too, but I thought the children would stay here and help gather the crop. I said, well, they don't, they go to school, mister. He said, well, you all have to move. I said, move now, later. He said, just go and finish the crop. Do what you can to get it finished. And you all move because you're running my people. Your children going to school and other children working the crop out. You're running them. You all have to get off the plantation. And we moved.
During your lifespan from 1912 to date, how many presidents have you lived under?
18.
And from whom? Who?
William Taft.
Taft.
To Obama. What is Obama? President Obama.
Who has impacted your life the most and why?
Well, I tell you who really stimulated me to do all these things is Minnie Owen and Bertha Harris. They really impact my life.
Who are they?
Yeah.
Who are those two people?
They are gone on now.
Just friends of the
They both of
community.
them was teachers, but they really
Teachers.
impact my life.
How? How did they impact your life? How? They told you get up and go, they told you to work. How?
Get up and go, man, and say, untie your head, get this rag off your head and get up here and go to school and get yourself prepared. And that's what I did. I was married then, but I got right on up and started working to school and getting myself prepared. And I mean, I got myself prepared too. I hate to see people lose their precious life, and some people with real good intelligence just lose their life out there. I was told about one preacher was a good pastor, got on dope, lost his life, his church and himself. You know, you can mess your own life up. Good life, lose it. My boy went on to, when he got 18 years old, you know, I wasn't gonna sign for him. He signed himself into the army. Well, he said, "Well, I'm gonna help you with the children." He was on there, and he did help me. He sent me money every month. When he came home, he didn't know I had most of his money saved up for him. I wanted to do what I could on my own. I wanted to see them go on their own. And I want to see children today go on their own. I hate to see children lose their life.
What president has impacted your life the most? What president?
President Obama.
Tell us how.
Just number one, he's a black president. The first black president we had. Just think about that. Then this little old boy ran around like everybody. This little boy running around, got up, went to school. He said when he started the school, they didn't have no money or nothing. They just worked their way on in school. Then got on up there and became president. That's a wonderful. I think you ought to vote for him if nothing else, that he's a black boy. Made his way through Congress and up there president. And he's still on president. Just pray, and I'm praying that nothing happens to him. That he will get through and get him a home and live happy ever after.
Why were you honored in Washington, D.C. with Senator Ted Kennedy, Orrin Hatch, and Usher, and given $10,000?
Because I was honored because my volunteer work make a different day. I gave the most things out to people, to others, than anybody. Then I was offered $10,000 to my reward. And she told me when I come, say, remember, Usher gonna be there. And I said, I'm so proud I have somebody show me around. You know, I thought Usher was a Usher, like Usher should show me around. And they laughed at me about that. So when I got there, and Usher came and hugged me, and said, I'm Usher. He said, I'm Usher. I said, Usher, okay. Then he told me about what all he did. And they told others on me, say I told him, well, make his baby and go back to work, but I didn't say that to him. I just said, well, okay, then you're Usher.
Who was Usher?
Usher was.
Who did you find out he was?
He was a real prominent man, said he could have bought the whole thing out. He was rich and wealthy, and I'm thinking he was the one to show us around.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Grandma. Thank you, Mrs. Dillard.
My name is Roxy Dillard. I'm the daughter of Leola and Swayze Dillard. My mother influenced me of how to provide for my children and how to save and send them to school like she always has all her children.
Thank you. All right. Perfect.
I'm Swayze Jr., the second oldest child of Leola and Swayze Dillard. From the time I was born, big enough to remember, I realized that Mama was the dominant force. Daddy was there strictly for support. He let us know that from the very beginning. So Mama was in control of the discipline, everything that went on in that household. It went through Mama. And that's the way it was. That wasn't controversy. It worked out real perfectly because we only had one person that was going to control everything. And I think that was a perfect way to do it. That wasn't negative. That was a positive come up. Daddy let us know that he would support whatever Mama say, ask Leola, ask Leola, ask Leola. And her main thing was education. She always preached, get an education so you can get a good job and be somebody. And we all strived on that. Everybody wanted to go to school, to get an education, to get out of the field. And in a sense, we all did that. But if it wasn't for Mama, a lot of times some of the kids from down there, they got tired of school and they left early and come on up north and stuff. But we stayed around and went through the school steps. I went as far as junior college, and then I disappointed her a little bit because I got a temporary teacher's degree. I was a teacher for a while, but I didn't like it, and I decided to go into the service. Something I don't regret. It worked out good for me, and it was all because of Mama that I went as far as I did and did the things the way I did, because I always remember the part trying to make money, trying to get the knowledge and ability to make money and do the right thing, conservative right thing with your money. And that's the way it worked out as far as I'm concerned, I think.
I'm Bessie Dillard Walker, and I am the daughter of Mrs. Leola Dillard, my mom. Mom influenced my life through her dedication, her motivational skills, and her philosophy. Every child can learn. We were her first students, and she taught us, she played games, and those were the qualities that I admired in her so much. And as we grew up, she started going to school, and she went to school with some of her children, and she played games with us, and I just admired that. So because of that, I decided, she was a teacher, so I decided I wanted to be a teacher as well.
I'm Mildred Smith. I am the third child, and I can remember my mama saying, "Baby, sit yourself down, let me talk to you." Mama may have, daddy may have, brother may have, sister may have, but God blessed that little child to get up and get her own. And she also said, you know, when you're getting up your stuff, you know, make this fist, see this hand? If you keep that hand so tight, what? Nothing won't come in, but nothing won't go out. So by that influenced me, that to know, you know, that I had to give, following her, help others, and all that, because she taught us it was more blessing to give than to receive. So if you give, as she was saying, you're going to receive. That the hand had to have the hand open, going out, helping each other, doing things for the public and stuff like she taught me to do. And then you can see the hand, the blessings going out, but the blessing come in. And that's how she influenced my life, by helping others.
My name is Jewel Dooley. I'm the oldest child of Leola and Swayze Dillard. I have watched my mother ever since I can remember, and so many of the things that she does, I did all my life. And she would always pray at home, and when I left home at an early age to go to school and do different things, that is one thing I remembered, to pray. And I've always prayed all of my life. And of course, education was a big thing. And when my children came along, then I was sure that they at least got a BS, a BA, a degree, and some went further. But I did the best I could to encourage them, all three of them, I have 3 children, to go to school and try to make the best of their lives. And I personally have tried to emulate a lot of the things my mother does, like helping others and just being a good citizen, I should say.
I'm Margaret Dolores McGlown from Clarksdale, Mississippi. There's a popular saying that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And I think of that when I think of Mother in two ways. One, Mother always believed in fixing herself up and looking nice. And she said, whenever you step out the door, you need to look presentable. She believed in dressing well, and she believed in carrying herself well. I too believe in the same kind of thing. Also, Mother believed in helping others in charity. As I grew up, I saw her with Community Civic Center, Make a Difference Day, and many other things in helping people. I too like to help and volunteer and do good things for other people. I'm proud of the influence that my mother left and has laid on me as well.
I am Shirley Glossy Dillard Coleman. I am the youngest child of Mrs. Leola Dillard and Mr. Swayze Dillard. Mother has been very influential in my life in that one of the most impactful things to me has been that she always taught me to be the change that you want to see. So that if something isn't going the way that I feel it should be, then I should get out there and be that change. For example, when we were young, the children on our street had no place to play. She wanted some place for us to play so we didn't have to play in the streets. So she petitioned the city and had a park built. She wanted the neighborhood cleaned up. The streets were dirty. So she organized the Working Juniors Club so that we could clean up the hill. That has also been my forte, to work with clubs and groups and develop changes that I wanted to see. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Johnny McGlown, the husband of Margaret Dolores Dillard McGlown. Now, Mother has been quite an influence in my life. I like the fact that she loves to live and can get every ounce of energy out of the moment. When friends come along and relatives come to visit her, she is so excited and they can feed off of her enthusiasm. That's a trait that I would definitely like to borrow from my mother-in-law.
My name is Reverend Norman Walker. I'm married to Bessie Walker, and Miss Leola Dillard is my mother-in-law. And the way she have influenced my life, one day she and I was sitting around talking, and she was telling me about she wished she had some of her children in her family would start a business, and that really stuck in my mind, because I always wanted to do something on my own. So I went home and I talked to my wife about that, and she agreed that that would be a good thing. So therefore we started a tie business, which is being in industrial ties, and it's working out fine, and that's all because of Miss Leola Dillard.
I'm Emma Robinson Dillard. I'm married to Swayze Dillard Jr. Mrs. Leola Mama Leola has been an inspiration to me because she always wanted to make a difference in someone's life. And with her Make a Difference Day, I learned that, you can always do something to help somebody. And making a difference in somebody's life is a good trait. It's something that we all can do.
I am on the battlefield for my Lord. I am on the battlefield for my Lord. And I promise him that I will serve him till I die.
play some too. I heard a voice from heaven, then there was room to do. I took the Christian hand and I joined the heavenly band. And I'm